So who do you expect to be a franchise owner? Like, who is that ideal owner? And do you expect them to be working, or are they going to be the personal assistant, or are they responsible for hiring a team?
Sure.
What does the business look like?
Yeah, our ideal candidate for a franchisee is someone who wants to own their own business. You can work from your home. You really need just a
Hmm.
vehicle and a computer, so it's really low maintenance on that end, no brick and mortar required. But someone that really appreciates the service industry, has some hospitality background, maybe was an executive assistant or an organizer. We are finding the leads that are coming in are with folks that love to run errands and love to organize and love to just be out and about. They don't want to be in that 9 to 5, maybe office setting, but they
Hmm.
really don't want to start their own business from scratch. So we can come in and say, here's all the tools you need, and voila, you own your own business. So, someone who is ready to, really start up and running. We love for the owner to work in the business as well. Most of our owners so far do that. They have hired chief lifestyle coordinators. That's what we call sort of our operations manager. Um,
Okay.
so they have hired those as well to help with the scheduling and be there. So the owner can take off some time as well. But it's great to, be involved as well and to have a passion for the business.
Oh yeah. How many clients do you think a franchise owner can take on themselves before they do hire somebody to assist?
Sure. It depends on the project, to be honest with you. If we do have a large move, for example, it's not really a one-person job. It's probably more to a 5 to 8 person job to go in and move a, 5,000 to 15,000 square foot home,
Right.
or to put up 4 Christmas trees like we have on our schedule today. You don't want to be in someone's home for a week. You really want to get in and get out and leave them to their private space and their time with their family. But we
Right.
really have the owner sign on, and then we love to train them with at least 2 lifestyle coordinators off the bat. So they're all sort of part-time workers as needed, but we don't want the owner to be stretched too thin as well. That's why our franchises are on a zip code level. So you're not traveling and having too much drive time in between those clients.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like you really kind of have to strike a balance between taking on, you want to have enough work, but not take on too much unless you can obviously have the help.
Exactly, exactly. Because you do still need some of that office, that downtime, keep your files organized and whatnot.
Sure.
Um, but you're typically out and about and on the road, but you also have to keep up with networking and relationships. And I mean, to us, vendors are key. We work every day with handyman or movers or whatever the case may be, cleaners, housekeepers. So we have to have a great grasp on who those are. So right off the bat, our owners, they have to make those relationships very quick.
Yeah. I'm thinking about your business has so many moving parts.
Yeah.
What does training and support look like when there are so many different services that a customer could possibly need? You
Sure,
can't train
sure.
for everything.
Yeah, really. I know. And our owners are pretty, this business, it's like you're intuitive with it and you love to do it. And, like I said, you do have some of that hospitality driven mindset.
Yes.
But we do 5 days of training here in our office in Denver. And
Okay.
that goes through the gamut of, business relationships and onboarding clients, onboarding lifestyle coordinators to the marketing, operations, and development networking. But after that, we have a weekly, check-in with our franchisees, and that goes
Hmm.
over, the meeting agenda is, all the things that make a business work, the operations, finance, and training, ongoing training. And then we also have an LMS learning system. So you can go on there, for example, and maybe you're not the best at wrapping gifts. You can go on there. We have a tutorial, type in wrapping gifts. We
Very
walk you
nice.
through it, or how to pack wine glasses efficiently and safely so they don't break, or how to get gas. Where's the gas tank on, and what type of gas does the client need? So yes, we go through all these FAQs, and then every week, who are we marketing to as well? Who are our referral sources so that our franchisees are set up and so they're successful? So
Sure.
working with, week one might be luxury realtors. Week two may be retirement facilities. where are we going to see folks that are coming in? Maybe it's a mom's group and they're busy moms working. They have 2 to 4 kids. So we go over all of those avenues weekly with our teams.
Okay, yeah, because one of the things I was thinking about were, what are those traits for a franchisee to be successful? And of course, if you don't have customers, forget about operations. We need to find customers. So you kind of answered that. They really need to be out in the community, networking and finding that demographic of folks that are going to be looking for personal assistant services.
Of course. Yeah. Us at corporate, we help with the website and SEO and social media and all those great things for marketing, but it's just tried and true. We're more of a word of mouth, company. So once you're into a neighborhood or into a business community or into a church group or, whatnot, you really, we really help early on with that marketing to get those clients, and then they start to trickle through.
How does technology play a role in supporting the franchise owner besides the LMS?
Sure. And we also have an app that we use, and the app is centric for scheduling. So all of our scheduling goes through the app, and then all of our clients are also within the app. So you would type in the client, the date you're going, but also within that app under the client name would be their residence, their square footage. When did they move in? All those details, but then we can keep track as well and say, oh, took the car in for an oil change on this date, or they love to go to spring break with their kids, so let's start planning in January. Or, all of those tidbits that you need to keep that relationship with your client are housed in that app. That app also pushes through to monthly billing for our clients. So it's very easy to just click send, the invoice goes to the client's email inbox, and they can pay online. So we want to make these processes as simple as possible because people are calling us and hiring us because they're busy.
Sure. What about the clients themselves in terms of repeat business? Or what's the percentage of customers you would say are just ongoing, continuing? Sure. I don't know if you call them a member or just an ongoing client versus kind of a one-off. I'm hiring you to do, put up the 4 Christmas trees and leave.
Exactly. So our clients are somewhat, they're a variety. So we have some that are daily. We have some that are at once a week, and that's great for us because we know every Tuesday we're going to Mr. Jones' house and he has his list ready. That's great. And then we have some, like you said, are annually. We know that this is the time where they need us. So that could be every Christmas. But to answer the question, we're about 85% repeat business that they'll come back and they know us. That other 15% is if, the client's moving out of town, or if we do a small day of wedding. Those folks somewhat hire you for that job at hand. And then it's like, great, good to know you. You never know. They might come back for a baby shower.
Right. I could easily see this business being as a potential customer thinking, well, I only need them to do this now. And then once you're in, I'm like, and I see what you guys do. I'm like, I'm never doing that again. I need them for X, Y, and Z. I can see how this becomes an addiction for a client.
Exactly. They just start to see like the time freeing up, and they're like, oh, wow, I can go to my kiddo's basketball game and not stress about, having dinner prepped or whatever the case may be, But yeah, we love that. We love that.
How do you price projects, or is it based on time? How does it all work?
Sure. Everything for us is hourly, 1 hourly rate for personal assistant tasks and 1 hourly rate for event planning tasks. Okay. And those are all broken up within 15-minute quadrants. So if a project took an hour and a half and it was running to get the stamps for the holiday cards and going to Container Store to get something and going to Whole Foods, you would see those on the invoice, and let's say an hour and a half, and then they pay from there. Every market sets their different price points. We have some suggested price points, but the market, can pick their price point that makes sense for what's going on in their market.
Okay. Is there a minimum number of hours to do business?
No. And that's what differentiates us as well. I think a lot of organizing companies or, personal assistant concierge firms, they do those packages. We've tried them, and just from feedback over, almost 15 years in business now, we have just found just that hourly works great. even if they only had 38 minutes in November, that can get pushed over to December. It's not a big deal. We know where to find them.
Right. And
So, like
they're
I
coming
said,
back anyway, it sounds like.
keeping it simple is great. We don't have to go back and forth on how many hours or what package am I in. And it's not a good fit for us.
Thank you for tuning into the Emerging Franchise Brands podcast. For additional insights, guest applications, and to stay connected, visit us at efbpodcast.com. The Emerging Franchise Brands podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed do not necessarily represent those of Emerging Franchise Brands, its host Frank Fiume, or Emerging Franchise Group, LLC. Any discussed franchise or investment opportunity requires thorough investigation, obtaining proper disclosure documents, and expert consultation before making any investment decisions. The podcast and its host do not offer professional advice or endorsements, and they hold no responsibility for actions, representations, accuracy, or consequential damages related to the podcast content.